Hello everyone, this is Dimish. Today we're going to review the movie Jab Harry Met Sejal, starring Shah Rukh Khan, Anushka Sharma, directed by Imtiaz Ali. Now, there were a lot of early negative reviews coming out of the theater, and I was seeing them on Twitter everywhere, in the news. But here's the first couple of questions that came to my mind, and I'm sure it came to everyone's mind, which I'll first answer before going into the review. Is this movie a cliched love story or a love story with cliches? Yes, it does have its share of cliches. Yes, it is a pure love story. Is this a different, unique Imtiaz Ali film, the kind of film like Tamasha, which he tries to make and tries to put across something intelligently in a unique manner? Is it something like that? No, it's not. It's a very simple film. In fact, if you watch it without knowing who the director is, you won't even know that it's an Imtiaz Ali film. But as a movie that you just go and watch, yes, it is entertaining. Yes, it's a very nice movie, and nice was the word that was constantly coming to me when I was watching the movie. Like, this is nice. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing horrible about it. There's nothing boring. There's nothing terrible. There's no bad acting. There's no illogical writing or completely characterless characters out there or badly written characters. There was nothing of that sort. The music was not out of context. It was always seamlessly blending in. So overall, while watching the movie, around 85 to 90% of the movie, I just felt like I was thoroughly entertained. It's a nice movie to watch. It's something different for a Shah Rukh Khan movie because he usually does not go on a lot of journeys. DDLJ was probably the longest journey, and a little bit of that driving he did in Swades, but usually he does not go on these kind of journey outdoorsy films and movies. He's usually restricted to whatever area that he's covering. So in that sense, it was wonderful to watch him in this kind of territory of a very young filmmaking kind of theme and a very young feel the movie had. So it was nice to watch the movie. And as Shah Rukh Khan himself said in many interviews, this movie could have been titled Just Sejal because it's centered around that character, Anushka's character, who's by the way done a fantastic job. It's centered around that character. It's completely about the kind of back and forth emotions that she feels, her ups, her downs, her comedy, her seriousness, all of that is what the center of the movie is, and Shah Rukh Khan plays around it. Yes, Shah Rukh Khan has an important role. He is pretty much there all the time on screen, but personally I would feel that he's completely backing up the support to this character Sejal, which is probably what he meant when he said that the movie could have been titled Sejal. The music of this film, trust me, I did not really enjoy the music except suffer when I was seeing the songs before the movie, but in the movie they seamlessly blend in, and I just realized that Imtiaz Ali's music is always such that after watching the movie or while watching the movie, they really stay with you. They really blend exactly where it's supposed to come. It's more like a soundtrack, so it's not like songs which are randomly thrown in, except Radha, which just came out of nowhere. But other than that, everything seamlessly blended in, and all the songs which I thought were not so good or just okay or average were actually enhanced by the experience while watching it with the film. So I truly believe that that's an art, to blend your songs so well that the meaning and the beauty of the songs enhances a lot more after you watch the film. So the music was definitely in place. This is the much talked about point that it has 9 songs. What do we do with 9 songs in a movie? The songs are really just blended in. You don't even realize if you're involved in the movie that the songs are coming and going, So except for Radha, as I said. So other than that, the songs were fine in the movie. There's nothing wrong in what was happening and where they were put in. As far as the characters are concerned and the story is concerned, the story is pretty much at a surface level. The movie had its moments where it packed a punch with emotion, and it reminded me a lot of other movies where I've seen such a kind of storytelling, especially a movie like Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, wherein suddenly there was a strong emotional punch in Ranbir Kapoor's character and the kind of story kind of twist or the storytelling for if you remember that movie. Similarly, in this movie there were strong kind of emotions glaring through the screen at you, and they were really touching your heart and you're really touching your soul, and it was really, you could feel the characters and what they are going through, and that is amazingly told in many sequences of the movie. But yet the movie remained at that surface level. One expects the movie to go a little deeper, to probably reveal something more of the characters, to kind of tap into the deepest, darkest emotions that they may have, but that never ends up happening. And for me, that was the part that didn't convince me a lot, because right through the movie I was watching it, I was enjoying it, I was expecting to learn more about these characters and to go into certain dimensions that films more or less usually need to go into, but it really didn't go and capture that. It remained at the surface level, and that's why for 75-80% of the film I did enjoy, but the last 20% it didn't convince me as to how this happened, how things suddenly escalated this much, and what exactly, the way it ended and the way everything just suddenly kind of happens as the script progresses didn't really convince me as much as it would have if they probably explored the story. In the second half, one additional thing that I felt that I had to mention, and I also tweeted about this, is that in the second half there were strong resemblances to Ranbir Kapoor's previous characters that he's played in other movies, which made me miss Ranbir Kapoor in this movie for many reasons. But the primary reason being that this character of Shah Rukh Khan, the way it's designed, again, I'm not revealing any spoilers, but the way it's designed, it feels like Ranbir Kapoor has done those. It also reminded me that Imtiaz has worked with Ranbir Kapoor before in his past two films, so that kind of touch was there maybe in Imtiaz's writing, that he kind of came from that part and that young age and that kind of emotion. So I strongly remember Ranbir Kapoor, and I'm not sure if any of you guys thought of Ranbir Kapoor, but it reminded me of that kind of character, and so I really missed him in the second half. And then I began thinking about whether he should have been cast in this movie or anyone else should have been cast. And that brings me to my next point, that there were definitely some parts where you felt Shah Rukh Khan was not appearing like a 30 something year old that he's probably playing in this movie. I'm not even sure if he's in his 20s. I hope not. But he definitely seems to be, the character seems to be in his 30s, or even if it's 40s, he doesn't seem to be, he does look his age. And so the emotions that were written for the character, I didn't feel matched his age. So there's a little confusion with his real life age and a perfect depiction of the character age, which I think kind of hit me a lot in the second half, especially because the way the character is written, what the character does, and why it, maybe it should have been cast with someone else. But that does not mean that Shah Rukh Khan didn't perform well. It was wonderful. In fact, the impactful scenes that I was speaking about are not with Anushka but with Shah Rukh Khan. The kind of deep dark soul and the kind of past and the kind of just that feeling of love and heartbreak and whatever he's feeling in his head, he delivers that with a punch. I've said this in one of my earlier reviews, I'm not sure which one, but in the movie Dear Zindagi, there is one scene on the ferry boat where he's with Alia, and he meets Alia after a couple of days of going missing. He just goes somewhere and he comes. And then she's like, how can you just go like that? And then stuff. And then he's just in his own world. And then he just looks at her and says, life is unfair. And when he says that, he delivers this sort of super duper emotional kind of punch to you, where you feel like, okay, this character has his own problems, he has his own past, he has his own things going on, still he's being a kind of counselor and doing things the right way. Similarly, in this movie, he brings that a lot very well. He brings the fact that there is a lot of things going on in his head, and to perform that is absolutely fantastic. But as I said, I really miss the fact that those punches that he bought were not completed and explored, which I was really hoping Imtiaz Ali would do, because he really studies characters well. And in a movie like Highway, what he did was he didn't tell us much, but in the end he revealed everything that completely changed the balance of the movie. Similarly, I was expecting something like that to happen, but that didn't happen. Anushka Sharma is fantastic. I was afraid that she might go a little overboard with the Gujarati accent, but nothing of that sort happens. She has performed fantastically. You can't even feel that she's imitating a Gujarati character or being a typical caricature of sorts. She's being amazingly natural. She's absolutely fantastic. She's been amazing in all her movies, and in this one too, she delivers an extremely natural performance, which is really a treat to watch, because she's one of the top actresses we have that actually acts really well. So that was a great performance to watch. Overall, this film, I can see myself recommending it to some people that I know, while I can also see myself telling some other people not to watch it. This means that there is a perfect set of audience for which this movie is targeted for, a perfect set that might enjoy it, while there's also a large bunch that will feel that this movie has nothing to offer, nothing new to offer, nothing interesting to offer, not in their territory of entertainment, and hence this movie is pretty much going to have the kind of mixed reviews, because one section of the audience expects over the top comedy, over the top kind of entertainment value in a film, especially being a Shah Rukh Khan film and an Anushka Sharma film. Whereas on the other hand, there will be sections which will be very pleased to see that they acted in such a simple kind of story told in a very different way. So overall, this film is once again a nice film. It's fine to just go and watch it, and I really can't speak for everyone. As I said, there are the audience is pretty much polarized on this one. So I'm going with 3 stars because I think this movie is worth a watch just for the sake of the stars, for the sake of the filmmaking that it comes from, for the director's perspective. And as I said, I'll speak about the filmmaking. The filmmaking aspect is something you need to probably ignore, skip, or pardon in this movie, because there is no extremely different, unique filmmaking that you would probably expect from Imtiaz Ali. There's no outstanding achievements of technicality. There's nothing of that sort happening. Pretty much all the regular tricks of the trade have been used in terms of filmmaking. So it's just something that you could probably go and enjoy, watch it once. Some might even watch it twice if you're a die-hard Anushka Sharma, Imtiaz Ali, or Shah Rukh Khan fan. But for the others, watching it once might also feel like a task, and they might come out thinking they really didn't achieve much by watching it. So I'm going with 3 stars for Jab Harry Met Sejal. I hope I didn't miss out on any points. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep watching.